FabuMom with a comic book review. It is the 75th anniversary of Wonder Woman, and who didn't have Wonder Woman underoos? I know I did. Ding, ding, ding. Whether we use heroes to escape reality or to just have fun dressing up as someone else, which I guess is escaping reality, we all love to pretend. I think it's in human nature to pretend. And in pretending, it does help us be creative, to go into our mind. For kids, they get to play and imagine, and for grown-ups, we get to go back to those fun years when we were kids and to remember that it's fun to play and it's good to play. But this Wonder Woman comic book, it is the 75th Anniversary Special. Came out in October, the end of October of 2016. And I am going to talk about this comic book today. This comic book contains several contributors with about 20 different either stories or pictures, art of Wonder Woman brought to you by illustrators and authors who have brought Wonder Woman to us over the years. And we can see them all in this 75th Anniversary Special Edition. As you can see, I have my little Wonder Woman headband on, and there is a picture in here, and actually it is a song that was created for the 75th Anniversary Edition. My hairdo today is brought to you by the inspiration of the Wonder Woman 75 song. And there is a picture of Wonder Woman's mother. There we go. And that is what I am basing my hairdo off today. I am just a regular mom, wife, daughter, sister, friend. Comic books can be enjoyed by anyone, not just what you would typically think of when you hear the word cosplay or Comic Con. There are people who really get into it. I would say that we are a family who mildly gets into it, but we've never been to a large Comic Con as any of us. We are what I would consider a normal family, a family who enjoys spending time together and creating together and playing together. And one of the things that we like to do is read comic books. Comic books can make reading easy for hesitant readers or slow readers. The pictures bring you in and engage you, and then you can focus on the words, and the pictures help bring the story to life, and it will help those kids be engaged with reading. We are a homeschool family, and one of the things that I set out to do at the beginning of this school year is to have an emphasis on creative writing. So I let the girls decorate their creative writing notebook however they wanted, and I had the story starters. And so it would introduce a topic and they would have to finish the story. And I said, all right, you have 30 minutes to create whatever kind of story you want. And my children delivered to me not what I was expecting whatsoever. They ended up drawing a comic book. And although it wasn't what I asked them to do or what I expected them to do, it was the easiest medium for them to use to get all of their creativity across. So I think comic books can really make reading more accessible to those students who are a little hesitant about reading. So I picked this comic book up at our local comic book store, the Golden Age 1942, here in our little town of Maryville, Tennessee. And David and his staff will be happy to help you make any decisions on purchasing a comic book. If you are just getting started, they can help point you to what would interest you the most. And if they don't have it in their store, they will order it for you. And they also offer a subscription service, which is awesome, that our family does use. And so anytime any one of our comic books gets a new edition, then they put it in a folder and hold it for us. And it's wonderful. So as we get into the comic book, it opens with a really exciting story, gives us strength, and it was awesome. But another one that I really liked is this art here. And the art is by Jenny Frisson, and I thought that was awesome. I really liked that and enjoyed it. Another part of this comic book that I liked was this Wonder Woman in Conversation, and it's an interview done of Wonder Woman by Lois Lane. It really brings out the Wonder Woman of every day, the Wonder Woman that we don't necessarily think about, of leading a life outside of her saving the day. And that's what I really enjoyed about this story, is the interview. And towards the back of it, the end of the story, Wonder Woman was talking about how she has fun, and it's kind of hard for her to have fun. And she says, I do not resent it. At least I do not think I do. But there are days when, if I were honest, there are days when I would like to be able to not to be seen. And I really like that thought of Wonder Woman behind the scenes, like the Wonder Woman who is not saving the day. And I really enjoyed that one. And the next one I'm going to highlight is this story. Let me see the name of it. Democratic Design. The writer was Hope Larson. The artist was Raymond Box. Colors by Matt Lopes. And the letters by Corey Breen. And this story cracked me up, and I was sharing it with Littlefoot, and I had her laughing just talking about the story. And the pictures, that's the wonderful part of comic books, is she could follow along where I was by looking at the pictures as I was telling her the story. And it's the story of another superhero going to Idea instead of another name brand store where it has housewares and household goods and stuff to decorate. And he is going through the store and busting it up, and it is just hilarious. And I don't want to reveal any of it to you because you need to get this comic book and read it yourself. It's so funny. And then the very last story, let me find the name of it. The name of the last story I'm going to talk about is called Big Things One Day Come. Big Things One Day Come. The writer is Gail Simone. The artist is Colleen Duran. The colors are by Hi-Fi, and the letters are by Dave Sharp. And I really love how Wonder Woman ends up encouraging this little girl to be a hero. I'm always a sucker for the kids, and this story speaks of a little girl who has gotten some powers, and she doesn't quite know how to use them yet, and she is looking up to Wonder Woman to help grant her some wisdom. But what I love is this photograph here of Wonder Woman and the little girl, and she said, and do you vow to protect the innocent and help those in need? And the little girl says, that's all I've ever wanted. I vow. And then Wonder Woman tells her, Princess Bouquet, it is not for me to say how one life serves others. I place my trust in your heart and your wisdom. And it was so sweet. She said, I have your action figure. And Wonder Woman said that she hopes to one day have hers. How wonderful. But anyway, I am thinking that you need to head on down to the Golden Age 1942 and get your copy of this 75th anniversary special of Wonder Woman so you can look at all these stories that I have been enjoying the last few days. And remember, comic books are not just for some subculture in our society. Comic books are for everyone. For boys, for girls, for men, for women, for moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas. They're for anybody. The appreciation for comic books is on all levels, not just for those who tend to be on the extreme side that really dress up like their characters, although that is fun. But you don't have to do that in order to enjoy a comic book. It's not just about screen time and being sucked into the computer or iPad or iPhone or Android or Samsung or whatever mobile device that you have. This gets your mind working and the design process going to where you have a creative outlet. Wonder Woman is an iconic figure who is the heroine that we all should follow. And this is FabuMom signing off. Until next time, bye.